Niners! Woo, fam, I know. It's kind of scary right now. You got that email from the NFL, right? NFL says, rookies, you will report July the 21st. Vets, have your butt 1 week behind them, July 28th. Kyle Shanahan to the 49ers. Guys, might have to be a little later. Oh, I knew it. Because at first I said that, NFL going on with plans as originally agreed to. And the NFL Players Union actually has not really agreed to all the terms, but they've decided to go ahead, come on in and go to work, and they'll get the finances and everything else worked out along the way, right? But now we know that California is now racing up to be one of the hottest COVID-19 spots on the friggin' planet. Okay. You know what? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to remain delusional. If you want to join me today, we're going to act like none of this is really going to stop us. It's going to happen. We're going to have football season. COVID's going to finally get somehow under control, and we're going to play football. Come on. Anyway, you couldn't get any more exciting than this. The Niners linebacker group. I looked at it, I said, oh, shucks. You look at all the groups, and training camp previews, right? You look at all the groups, you think, wow, man. But the linebackers, the wide receivers, the running backs to a degree, defensive backs, defensive linemen. Oh, that's hot. But the linebackers, man, and that linebacker group after only a season together, these guys are ready to already explode upon the same level as them big dudes in front of them. I mean, the defensive line gets enough love and credit for all they do, but them linebackers, man, because these guys have only been together for a year together as the threesome. And who isn't familiar now with Fred Warner, Kwon Alexander, and second-year pro Dre Greenlaw. Who doesn't know about these guys, man? They made a name for themselves in 1 year. But, fam, there are more names in that linebacker room that are worth mentioning, and players to also look forward to in an upcoming season. Yeah, we're going to have an upcoming season. I refuse to believe anything else. In this training camp preview, what we'll be doing here is we will be examining how this unit can be expected to improve, and who may struggle to make the unit, and, of course, who among them will be a camp surprise. And there's always going to be one or two guys. Actually, Kendrick Bourne was a camp surprise in 2017. Remember he came out there and Kendrick was doing all kind of crazy things? People still wrote him off. He's undrafted free agent. We don't like him. But, look at KB now. So, that's how that works. This is a breakdown of position. And the position group already appears set heading into the season. There's not much question behind the trio I just mentioned of Kwon Alexander, Fred Warner, and Dre Greenlaw. But depth is... Fam, if we've learned anything being 49er fans, and maybe a lot of teams too, depth is so important. You can lose any chance you may have had with your great frontline starters. If you ain't got no depth, you're gone. You're dead. You're going to be finished. Look at the Rams. I always like to use... If the Rams are a useless team as far as we're concerned, but they can always be used as a bad example. Shut up, Rams. Dre Greenlaw, he proved that truth last year in grand fashion. And the 49ers are loaded with young yet unproven depth at this position anyway. One potential lingering question could be, who is set to play the weak side Will, and who will be the 49ers starting strong side Sam linebacker? We've had this conversation before, and those who are spendthrifts, we can let Dre start, and we can make some kind of a deal for Kwon Alexander. Those are harsh words from Sam. I ain't going there. I want all three to stay on the team. But who's going to play that position, we'll see. And I'm pretty sure Dre being the rookie is going to continue at the Sam. I would guess if I had to put any money on it right now. But to put into perspective how small the difference is, both positions are fairly interchangeable with a projected season-ending injury to Kwon last season. Dre Hashtag, I really don't fully understand this defense, Greenlaw. Suddenly found himself starting and owned. Dre owned that will. That boy played the will like he's been playing it for years. And he didn't know what he was doing. He says he gets it now, but that wasn't until the playoffs? What? Fam, that Greenlaw could be a Pro Bowler in the making. We'll keep an eye on that. You know we will. Dre G said that back in May. I said this back in May. Being a Will and Sam strong side and weak side, you kind of do some of the same things. Just opposite techniques on certain plays, unquote. This is why one of the reasons that begs the question, are the 49ers going to keep Greenlaw, Will, or revert back to Sam? You know, when it comes to this, the 49ers don't play. I mean, Mosley got in after Keller Witherspoon dropped the torch, and he ain't giving it up. We'll see. So, can this trio take steps forward for the next full season together is the question. Fred Warner. Look at these dudes, man. Fred Warner's in his third season looking like he's a polished pro. He should have been in the Pro Bowl last year. I bet he makes it this year. Look, we haven't seen, oh, man. Kwon Alexander, 6th season. Dre Greenlaw, 2nd season. Aziz Al-Shar, 2nd season. And has anybody, Matt Ziacha, 6th year for him. You realize that? I didn't realize he'd been in the league that long. Joe Walker, 5th season. Demetrios Flanagan Foles. I love that name so much. First season, he wasn't active last year. Joey Alfieri. He's his first season, not active in 2019 also. And that UDFA. He goes by the name of Jonas Griffith. Keep an eye. Here's another guy to keep an eye on. But let's recap real quick. If you look back at the film and didn't know any better, who would believe 2019 was Alexander, Warner, and Greenlaw's first season together? The Niners' young trio of linebackers set the tone for Niners defense last year in grand fashion. Remember the battle cry? When they cold, we hot. When they cold, we hot. 1, 2, 3, hot boys. Dallas, shut up. The real hot boys are in the Bay. Y'all ain't hot. I do love this stuff, man. These dudes brought a new swagger to the team and became infectious throughout the Niners locker room and the fan base as well. Who did get pumped up every time Kwon went out there and led that vicious cry? The group managed to maintain production despite injuries and shifts and roles. Collectively, the 49ers linebackers amassed 272 total tackles, 4.5 sacks. 16 passes defended, 4 INTs, and were essential to San Francisco's Super Bowl run, you best believe. Linebackers will break them down, starting with head man in charge, Fred Warner. Has blossomed into one of the league's top linebackers in just 2 seasons with the 49ers. I can't wait to see what he's going to look like as a polished vet. He ain't ready yet. Not under his standards. Fred has been ready he was ready last year. Fred was awesome last year. This year, he put an exclamation point on it. What in the world can we expect after 3 years of Fred Warner in third-round gem of a pick, led the team with 118 total tackles, 89 of them were solo, and registered 3 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 9 passes defended, an INT for a 46-yard touchdown. Rams, you know what I'm talking about, you sorry butts. Mrs. Warner's baby boy also added another INT on the biggest stage in football, Super Bowl 54. Fred Warner is legit. He is real. He will be with this team. He is one of those guys that 49ers will have to break the bank on. If you're going to keep him, he is not walking. The core is going to be made up of several people, and he is one of them. Fam, here's what they're saying about Fred Warner as well. In a list garnered by over 50 league executives, coaches, scouts, and players, Warner landed in the final spot on ESPN's rundown of their top 10 linebackers in the 2020 season. He just finished his 2nd year. Wait till they see Nick at his 2nd year. ESPN staff writer Jeremy Fowler wrote, the Niners asked Fred Warner to do a lot, call the defense, anchor the run, chase pass catches on deep over routes on 3rd down. To be sure, Warner has one of the best defensive fronts to help him clean up. But a separate NFL coordinator said Warner belongs because he's a real factor in pass defense. Real smart, unquote. Give it up Freddie! Dre Greenlaw beat out several veterans in training camp last season for the starting Sam linebacker job. Didn't there a Smith guy did we have Smith last year? Did he get cut last year? He also stepped in for Alexander at will after the Week 9 injury that kept him out of the remainder of the regular season. As we all know, Greenlaw finished his rookie campaign with 92 tackles, second only to Fred Warner. A sack, 2 passes, defended an INT, and his notorious emphatic goal line stop against the Hawks in Week 17. According to PFF, Dr. Dre. you know what? Something we're going to start calling that soon. I just know it. Missed just... Wait for it. In all them tackles, Dre only missed 4 the entire season. The entire season, he missed 4 tackles. He's a run and chase. I mean, the dude, that's why I call these guys the Doberman D gang. These dogs are bad. I mean, combination, and oh, man. According to PFF, as I said, at 4 seasons, all seasons, Greenlaw's first-year performance earned him a spot on the Professional Football Writers of America's all-rookie team. And what did Greenlaw say to that? Hey, man, I'm just ready to play wherever the coach is putting me at. And I know I've got to be ready to play both positions. See, that's the attitude that runs rampant through the 49ers locker room. It is what makes them who they are. This is why when we talk about signing people from other places and things like that, they don't pass a certain kind of psychological valuations. I don't care how good they are. They do not come in that locker room. I want this harmony to stay there as long as it possibly can. It's a pipe dream. Somebody's gonna finally break up because as the team gets better, certain people start to feel themselves. The diva's gonna come out somewhere out of nowhere again. Aziz Al-Shar, the injury on Alexander also opened up the door for Al-Shar. Appeared in 15 games, primarily on special teams before starting 4 games at Sam linebacker. He registered 18 tackles. Mark Ziacha, the almost forgotten 5th-year linebacker, registered 2 tackles and an INT while subbing in at Sam linebacker last season. As a key contributor on special teams, he also notched 7 special teams tackles while appearing in all 16 games last season. Zacha, he's got value due to the fact that this is what he does. He can come in and play prime time, but special teams, he's one of those aces you got to keep. Joe Walker, the Niners signed the former Arizona Cardinals linebacker at the start of free agency. And remember, a lot of us were excited. Joe Walker can play, y'all. Somebody ain't going to make the team, but Joe, I think, is. Walker started 11 games last season and not 65 total tackles. They had a problem in Arizona, and Walker had to play. As I mentioned, 65 total tackles, 5 for a loss, a quarterback hit, and a forced fumble. I said 11 games, not 16, 11. That dude had 65 tackles. Demetrios Flanagan falls. I love saying that name. Another undrafted free agent out of the University of Arizona. Flanagan Falls appeared in 50 games, 36 starts, and recorded 243 tackles, 10 for loss, 6 INTs, 22 passes defended, and 3 forced fumbles in 2018. He is legit. You know what? Flanagan Falls had an INT last year versus the Chargers that we finished here. Remember that? Prettiest INT. He timed everything right. He went back right into the right zone, timed his leap. That pass was going to clear his head. He climbed that ladder and got it. Flanagan Falls got talent. This is the problem with the 49ers, and it's a great problem to have. We have so much talent, we may have 2 teams out there that we can win with. 2, not just 1. And we got to get rid of 1 team. It's a sad thing. Flanagan Falls landed in the Niners practice squad heading into the regular season, however, was placed on injured reserve in December. Joey Alfieri. The 49ers signed Alfieri to the team's practice squad back in December after being waived by the New York Giants in August. Alfieri originally entered the NFL after signing with the Eagles as an undrafted free agent. During his time at Stanford, he appeared in 50 games, 27 starts, and registered 165 tackles, 26.5 tackles for loss, 14 sacks, 2 INTs, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 6 passes defended, and 1 TD. Finally, the dude that I have high hopes for, Jonas Griffith. For reasons unknown, he went undrafted out of Indiana State. His highlight reel is outrageous. Griffith appeared in 44 games. Remember that stat. 44 games, 5 seasons, and registered 382 tackles at the linebacker spot. You do the math on that average. 54 loss, 14 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and 2 INTs. You can't make this stuff up. How in the world did he get away? He was also named a 2019 first-team All-Missouri Valley Football Conference player. Keep an eye on this kid, fam. I got a feeling about him. I've a feeling somebody made a mistake as well that the 49ers razor-sharp-eye crew may have capitalized on. You know how they do? Who is Emmanuel Mosley? We know who he is now, don't we? Fam, let's give me some guys. I want to know who you think is going to make it through the ladder of pain. And finally, when the dust settles, who's going to be your linebacker crew? I don't know how many people you want to put in your crew, but who does? Well, we'll obviously know who doesn't make it by you telling us who you're going to make, who is going to make it, who's your standout, who's that guy that's going to come out and everybody's going to say, oh, my God, we got a standout. Oh, Kyle Baker says, I'm so excited for training camp. That means we are getting closer to week 1. Oh, if we could only survive and endure. Matt S. Hey, Matt from Bend, Oregon. What's up, fam? 49ers Lakers for life. What up from Goose Creek, South Carolina? Thanks for all you do, fam. 49ers Lakers for life. I didn't know you was from South Carolina. I've seen you around the chat. Thanks, fam. And Jay Anderson. Hey, Jay Anderson, what's up with you, fam? Michael Nobrega says, hey, what's going on? What's going on, man? Football, hopefully. And Roy Boy, shout out from Coldwater, Michigan. We better have football. I know, man. Come on, you can't take everything away from us. And Connie Young says, hey, Connie in the house. Thanks for the platform, my brother. Once again, it's on. Let's talk some football. Yes, let's do that. Let me put on my ears so I can get on over here. Yeah. Big Will. Dollar Bill Will.
Ronbo, what's up, man?
Oh, Will, man. You know, it's so funny because, like, I'm checking out the good news. I got all pumped up. A little while later, no, according to this, you got 2 other sources. And oh, man. Kyle Shanahan and the boys already told the 49ers, but camp is going to be a little delayed, y'all. Kick back. Keep working hard. We'll get back to you in a minute. Oh! But you know what? Forget about that, man. They're going to have camp at some point. So, Will, let's talk about the linebackers, man. Who impressed you the most? What do you think about the trio? Are they the best in the NFL? Are they going up from here? Who's going to make this team with some of them depth dudes? It's all, you're on, Will.
Well, I haven't looked that much about the younger guys. My main focus be on the core players. And I think that Kwon, Greenlaw, and Fred Warner is the best linebacker trio in the league. I really do, because they can cover and they all 3 of them have great IQ, and they dogs, man. They straight dogs. This is the best linebacker core I've seen since Willis and Bowman. You know, so I mean, talking about getting rid of Kwon is a big no-no to talk about. Cause ain't no way I'm giving up Kwon Alexander or shipping him somewhere. No, indeed, ain't no way in hell. Because Kwon Alexander, man, he is the heart of this defense. He is the energy. He brings a swag to the defense. You know, and it's rubbing off on Fred Warner. You know what I'm saying? Because when Kwon was down, Fred Warner brought that. He kept the energy up throughout this whole defense. And speaking of Dre Greenlaw, when I saw Dre Greenlaw make that stop in Seattle for us to get the winner, I knew he was the one. I knew he was the missing piece right there, then and there. So we got who we need at this linebacker position. We do, man. Dre Greenlaw, he has a great IQ. He do what his coach tell him to do, and when he does it, he put himself in great positions all the time. Kwon Alexander, the only issue with Kwon is he misses tackles, but best believe he's gonna put you in a position where he can turn the opposing opponent inside to his help, and for us to make the tackle. Kwon Alexander, like balls in the flat or like 5-yard curls, Kwon is gonna be there. He's gonna be there ready to lay you out.
Fast,
Or if not,
fast
he gonna
feet.
pick it off.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Fred Warner, who he's a blitzer, great in coverage as well. And you seen what he did in the Rams game, the shift of momentum toward our side in the Rams game before halftime. I mean, these dudes got every characteristic that you
And we'll
need.
speak to that too, because here's the thing about Fred Warner, his intelligence level. See, Fred said, "Oh, they gonna keep running
Right.
that play on me? They gonna keep running that play on me? I don't think so." And they did. Fred went over there, cut it off, picked it off. Because remember, that was the game that Jared Goff thought he was Kyler Murray or Russell Wilson. Started rolling out the pocket. It's zooming off to one side. I said, "Look at this, man. Is everybody gonna be able to do that?" And Fred said, "No, they ain't." I loved it.
Yeah. So right. So I mean, we got some legit linebackers. Ronbo, I'm telling you, man, if they stick around for a long time, ain't nobody gonna be catching no balls in the middle, man. I mean, ain't no way, man. We got straight dogs at their linebacker position, straight dogs, Ronbo, and they're young, and they can stick around for a long time, man. And they can help us on this defense. So. I've been hearing reports about, oh, we need to get rid of Kwon. Man, y'all are tripping. Y'all need to get off that dope, whatever y'all smoking on or what, man. Kwon ain't going nowhere, bro. So I'm just gonna speak out how I speak.
And Will, you know what it was? It's about the money that Quad's making versus what, because everybody's worried about signing people, We got so many big names.
Ronbo, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm so sick and tired. Every time we get somebody or pay somebody money, we talking about we ain't got no money, and then when we sign somebody and when we give somebody a big deal, we looking crazy. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. I'm so sick about the cap. Hell, look what they did. I'm about to go Ronbo. I didn't got hot talking about this Ronbo. Man, it's just crazy, man. I'm so sick and tired about this cap, man.
And you're right. I think what happens is the 49ers actually, they nurse that narrative because the fact of the matter is they don't sign these guys right away. We're lollygagging around with George Kittle still. Kwon already restructured his contract so he wouldn't be a big deal. People are crying about the Jet. We had to pay the Jet. Dude, the Jet is getting minimum wage now for the NFL. It's not affecting nothing. You can sign people and keep Jerick McKinnon, okay? Some people don't even look into these things, see? That's the thing.
Right. I can understand we can do what them sorry-ass Rams doing. I mean, I can understand that, the whining and complaining, but we ain't doing that. John and Kyle and Parag and them know that we can't be we got to be wise with the money. And we being wise with the money. Just because the contract says, $85 million deal, yada, 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 don't mean we didn't gave this man this money right away. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, if Parag, he encrypted. He do stuff in the contract to set it up to where, it's
team-friendly
coming
deals
to him little by little. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll be so sick and tired. We probably the only fan base in the NFL that whines about a damn cap. We probably the only fan base in the NFL that whines about damn cap. I'm so sick of that shit.
We may not be, though, Will. There may be some other teams crying about it, too. But, yeah, I hear you, though. We got to stop, if the 49ers go get these people, they must plan on paying them. So, although I don't know if they're going pursuing anybody right now. Every time you read up, they are checking in on people. But the 49ers check in on everybody that's available to see what's up. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to go sign them, though. So
that Kittle contract gonna get done. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's gonna get done.
I'm confident
be
that.
patient. Yeah, it's gonna get done. No doubt.
Right.
But
all right, Will. I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to see it for Sunday fun. And maybe we may hear something more positive as far as camp goes. I'm really starting to bother me. I knew it was going to happen. As soon as I heard them cases get spiked up to thousands more, I said, oh, man, God almighty. What are we doing? Stay home, damn it. Yeah. Anyway.
Real.
We'll just see you tomorrow. All
right, man. All right, shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Shout out to my TNT fam, my player partner, Dre, Trey Trez, Big Show, Russo, all them guys, the Ronbo Sports Fan Club, Rico, Jersey Joe, Sheik, Sue, Big Show, all them guys, man. Hey, man, man. California, man, y'all wash your hands in the house, man. Let's flatten this curve, man, so we can see some football, bro, for real.
Oh, God.
For real, man.
So scary.
All right, man.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
All right. You too, man.
Frank Johnson. Frank Johnson, no matter what you say, The 49 linebackers kicked ass, okay? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. No matter what happened. Dion, come on in, man.
Hey, welcome in, whatever. I work here, man. What are you talking about? Relax.
Hey, Dion.
Ronbo.
Yo, Dave. I hear the conversation around the house sounds interesting. Dave, come on in, man.
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
No, man, I'm looking at that linebacking group, man. D, after 1 year and one rookie, a veteran sitting down, boy, I tell you what, I am excited about what these guys are going to look like going forward. That could be, you know what? In 2 years, I think they will own the NFC if they can just keep them all three together. And we'll see what happens with that. But D, what do you see how they can improve? Who's going to make, you know what? And you want to talk about depth, because I know you looked into it. Go ahead, get into that. And who's going to be somebody we can fall back on as well? And how about my boy Griffith? What do you think is going to happen to him? Go ahead, D.
Here's the thing. We have the best linebacking core in the league. There's other linebackers out there that are good, but they're not as good as what we have. Look at it like this. Fred Warner is a sideline to sideline linebacker. He is probably at least in the top 5 of the best middle linebackers in the league. And I dare somebody out there to challenge me and give me facts on how he could not be. Who goes sideline to sideline? Who can cover? Who can play the run? Who does all of the things that he does and calls the shots on the defense? If you remember,
his second
the player
season.
there has the little the player has a little green dot on their helmet. That's the guy getting the calls, just in case people forgot. So Fred Warner is out there running a very complicated defense, making sure that everything goes right, everything goes smooth. What does Kwon Alexander bring? Kwon Alexander is that fire. He's that swag. He's that energy. He brings to the team, and he makes sure that everybody is ready. I mean, you got to see him when they, right before the game, he says, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, hi, boys, like all of that. You need that energy guy.
Steve.
And then you got Dre, quiet assassin. Just shows up. Right before he gets onto the field, what do? Put out a story about this young man making sure a young lady gets home safely.
Character.
Why? Because he's a good human being. This is not even football. That's showing you he's a good man. That boy was raised right. And then you put him on the field, and what does he do? Make Russell Wilson look like crap. Oh, Russ, you want to throw? Russ, you want to play with me, Russ? You want to try me because I'm a rookie? Okay, I'm gonna intercept the ball and I'm gonna run back on you. Oh, Russ, you really think you're gonna try me again? So what do? Let me go ahead and stop your tight end right before the goal line, so we can have the number 1 seed. Y'all got to go on the road and do your thing. Come on, man. This is the best linebacking core in the league. And to tell you the truth, the reason that we aren't so worried about depth is because those 3 rotational pieces keep us afloat throughout the year. Now, the hard part for us, unfortunately, is because we don't really have much to go on. We're going to have to hope and pray to God that Santa Clara lets us in the damn building so we can start trying to evaluate some of these UDFAs and some of the other guys we got. Because I can tell you right now, if we can't evaluate these dudes and we just got to automatically cut, like
Right.
what are we going to do?
You can't
We
take a
don't know
chance
what Griffith
on
has.
somebody you know nothing about. I know what's worrying me to
Exactly.
death.
You know, we don't really have a lot of tape on Griffith except for his college tape, and that wasn't spectacular. That was all right at best. You got a Z still there. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple of people, but it's not nothing that you're going to dig into and be like, okay, we got some viable dudes that can make the squad. It's not like our running back group where we look and go, okay, if we decide to let Jeff Wilson go and we decide to let Tevin Coleman go, there's still Jermichael Hasty, there's still Salvon Ahmed.
You can't run that
we
risk.
don't have exactly. We don't have those options, but our linebacking core is top 5 dead or alive as far as the NFL is concerned right now. And if there's another linebacking core out there that is just so great and so much better, I really challenge people to get out there and show me because of what we have. Kwon can play sideline to sideline as well. He was playing phenomenal before he tore his pectoral.
Yeah.
Phenomenal play. And you saw him doing his thing. Yeah, he missed a couple of tackles, but who doesn't? I mean, come on, people. You can't expect perfection. That's not to be achieved. Ain't nobody on our team named Jesus Christ. So sorry. It's not going to happen. But
But
we have
Dre
one
is
of the
close.
best lines.
He only missed 4 times in the entire season.
Hey, look, man, Dre got me cracking up, man, because he be digging on Raheem. But he on Raheem's head every second he gets. He is really he's sold on saying bye to him. Get him out of here. I don't want him. You should get more money. This is your fault. This is your agent's fault. Like, I get it, and I can dig that. Hey, that's how you feel. I ain't gonna knock the bad for his opinion. It is what it is. He's doing a good job over there with nothing but Niners. But our linebacking core is so solid, and we have such a good core of people, and it's so cohesive. That's what people don't get. It's extremely cohesive. When you have a linebacking core, the communication is key for everybody to be able to succeed, because you have to know your role and do your job. And if you do all of that, you immediately are automatically going to win. You're going to win right off the bat. Immediately you're going to win. And those linebackers there, Fred Warner, sideline to sideline guy, calls the plays. You have more people starting to talk about him now as far as commentators and sports writers. Now they're starting to mention his name a little bit more and go, man, we were sleeping on this dude. Yeah, y'all been sleeping on Fred Warner.
Because he's only in his second year. This speaks huge volumes to that coaching room, man. Because you know what, Dre Greenlaw, he's even more of an example of the competence of that coaching room. Because how in the hell do you get that kid up to that level in his first few weeks? That is amazing to me.
You have to. It does speak very well to our coaching room, and what that tells me is D'Amico Ryans, who was once a great linebacker in the league, and if people slept on him, please go look at the tape and see what that man did. Because D'Amico Ryans is a full-on beast, and you have guys like that teaching. You pick the right coaches, you will get the proper execution out of these guys. Let me tell you something. When Wes Welker came onto the squad, the first thing I thought was, goddamn, Trent Taylor about to shit on everybody. Oh, Trent Taylor about to go insane. Trent Taylor got hurt. I was like, well, there we go. That kind of killed it. But still, you got to think, Trent is Wes. If Trent can stay healthy, he can be Wes Welker and probably even better. If you have a guy like that, man, and you teach him your skills, and you teach him everything that you know, and you know that he can implement it, you already know him and Jimmy have an instantaneous connection. You saw that when he first came.
I did. And listen, D, we got to go, but you realize that some of Welkerism was on him last year before he got there. When the coaches went around saying he's the sharpest looking guy in camp, they wasn't playing. Coaches will never, ever say anything like that unless they really believe it.
I expect it to be continued this year. So, guys, let's just pray, keep our fingers crossed that Santa Clara lets us in the damn building so we can evaluate these guys.
That's the biggest problem right now.
We're going to have to evaluate. If we can't get at least 2 preseason games, the training camp is the only time we're going to be able to say, all right, Griffith, we see you. You're making the squad. Aziz, sorry, bro. We saw you.
No.
Didn't really do much.
Hey, D, that's just it. Everybody from last year makes it. If you were somebody we didn't get to take a look at, sorry, maybe another time. That's what's going to happen because Aziz knows the system. He stays. You got 3 guys, Zacha, all those guys. But those others, they're out.
Yeah, and Zacha had the solidified spot because of the special teams value.
Yeah.
So you already know he would make because of that. But, yeah, man, I appreciate the channel. Appreciate what you do, brother. Thank you for what you do. Continue to do it, man. And we only got a few more days, baby, and training camp is here. I'm so glad that football is back. But you have no idea. It makes my heart warm, and I started to get hyped, man. And I went and bought a specialized 49ers mask purposely, so when I'm out there shopping, I can show people I'm a Niners fan. Right. I got new floor mats in the car. I got a thing on the whip, man. We out there. This question 6 is going for this year.
Sounds good, Dre. Dre, look, see, you said Dre nice on my mind. Sounds good, D. All right, Phil. See you tomorrow.
All right.
Have a good night. Yeah, that's it, fam. You can't take a look at a player, contrary to the weirdo Frank Johnson says. You can't keep him. You got to cut him. That's the bottom line. Hey, Curtis.
What's up, Ronbo?
Curtis, you know what I like about you when you get in there? You always remind me of the WWE. You sounds like you're right in that microphone. And it's like it jumps out at you.
It's my microphone I use for my Xbox One.
All right.
Got the mic right here and everything. So, well, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Curtis, we'll look at that linebacker crew, and they were thoroughly impressive. And Curtis, when you think about the fact that Dre Greenlaw was a rookie, Fred Waters in his second year, Kwon just got here, and they were one of the most effective groups in the league last year. Of course, they weren't playing behind a dynamic defensive front line, but those dudes were fat on it. And I just keep thinking, how can they improve? Curtis, what does time do to players that know what they're doing? It makes them go to the next level. Curtis, are you looking forward to that? And Curtis, how much do you know about the linebacker room? Who do you think is going to make this team, provided we get a good look at some of these guys? And what are your expectations of this linebacker group?
Well, what's hurting us is, we can't get in camp on time to find the other linebackers, see what they got. But, man, my boy Greenlaw, man, and he admitted that he didn't even know the playbook, man.
I can't get over
You
that.
out there being a beast like that, and you ain't even know the playbook.
Wait till he does.
Oh my God! So let me know when you know the playbook. You sure not gonna be a beast. And oh my God, he killed Seattle both games.
I know.
The game we lost, he helped us out with that interception. I thought he was gonna run it back.
I know, he got a little bit. He did take that back a few. That's right. You know what? He's not a receiver or running back, so he didn't really know how to set up the blocking. But you're right. What if he would have took that back? The lights would have went out that night. The stadium would have went black. But
But you know what though? I like my boy. What's my boy name?
Which what, linebacker?
Yeah, linebacker. We got from Tampa.
Kwon.
Alexander.
Kwon.
My wife, she crazy about Alexander.
Everybody is that.
But
boy.
you know what though?
Yeah.
But you know what though?
What?
He better watch his back.
For Dre? You know what
With
though?
Dre.
You Curtis, you know what you gotta remember though. If I'm a coach, I like where Dre's going. I want him to further develop. But I got to keep Kwon in there because as long as he's healthy, I ain't gonna be worried about him not knowing what he's doing. He may miss a tackle here and there, but 90% of the time he's making the tackle, right? So
But thing is, he stayed hurt. He was hurt before he even came to us when we was at Tampa.
I know it came in with a knee, but you know what? That knee healed up quick.
Yeah, it did. My linebacker core, man, we got a badass linebacker core.
Agreed.
You know what? I think they should go ahead and, just go ahead and pay Killer, man. Forget about everybody else. AJ Green, and I like Adams, but I'd rather just keep the crew we got. Because they've been in the system for years, and they know, and we ain't getting no training camp or nothing in. So they might as well just go with you already got.
That's a good point, Curtis. That's the bottom line right there.
You gotta bring nobody in new.
Yeah.
Right, you gotta bring nobody in new because they ain't gonna know the system because they ain't had training camp, OTAs, and mini camp, or none of that. So what I would do, I just go with the group I got. They took us to the Super Bowl last year, so and we got fucked by the referees. So
you don't have any choice. You really have. That's the only route you can take. And fortunately for us, Trent Williams is Kyle Shanahan trained, so we're not bringing in an absolute new player. So yeah, we got lucky.
Right. But you know what though? Everybody talking about get a tight end.
But
that Charlie guy we got from Georgia.
Wait, you said a tight end that we got from where?
Tight end. Georgia.
Oh,
I think it was a 5th round pick.
Oh, Warner.
Warner, yeah.
Is he from Georgia? Okay, go ahead. What do you think?
Hey, I think he could be another George Kittle. He already working out with George Kittle. And you know, when we tried George Kittle, everybody thought though he just was a blocker, and nobody want to use him right.
True.
Hey, Shanahan can use him too, and he working out with Kittle. And you know, Kittle tell him know what's going on, what to do. He probably ain't fast as Kittle, but he can get open.
And Kyle's already said something about that. He says, you know, we didn't bring him in here just to block, because if all we wanted to do was block, we'd use an offensive lineman.
Right.
So see, they probably know something about Warner that is not being written up here. Watch, we'll see. We will see.
Same way with Kittle. I think you get a damn tight end and Kittle in the 5th round. Should have been a first-round draft pick.
High first round. I'm talking to the top 10 picks. Should have been. Good God.
Snapping. And everybody knows they didn't draft him. Oh, he's just a blocker. The team didn't use him right. So that's why I don't think that they're going to sign Jordan Reed. I don't think they're going out no other tight end. Well, they try to go out to one tight end from Houston. But
Didn't Jordan Reed, didn't he leave the league because he had way too many concussions?
Yeah.
That was him. Yeah, Jordan Reed. I always worry when
you know he was Shanahan. You know he was Shanahan, though.
Was Jordan Reed?
His best year. I think his best year was with Shanahan.
That's right. I keep forgetting Shanahan was in Washington before he was in Cleveland, before. Yeah.
It was after he was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But linebacker core, man, I love our linebacker core. But I don't know if they're gonna be the salary cap. They're gonna force Kwon out. Because you already got your backup. If Greenlaw show out like he did last year, he ain't know the playbook. Come on, man.
But remember,
you just stay in nickel. You just gonna stay in nickel. But nickel and dime, then.
Fam, remember though, Kwon he restructured his contract. He's not hurting the money thing this year, but yeah, we'll see. Because Greenlaw's going to have in the back of his mind, even though he's a humble, quiet kid, he's probably going to have in the back of his mind he's going to play as hard as he can. And that's what he's supposed to do. And the coaches may make a decision there. Who knows? Curtis, we gotta go, fam. I'm going to see you tomorrow.
All right, bet, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Good night, Curtis.
Good night, man.
Right.
Everybody stay safe, man.
Please stay safe. Oh, my God.
Thanks, man. Come on, we need football, man. I need my football.
Make it a mission. Do not contract COVID. Do what you got to do, but do not contract it.
Now, you gotta go to a grocery store, wear your mask, man.
I feel like I need to wear an airtight helmet like them dudes diving underwater. All right, fam. Night, Curtis.
All right, bro. Take care, man.
All right, you too. I see Ricky B. Thanks, fam. He says, shout out to the Empire all the way from Wisconsin. Green Bay fans are really chirping this year already. I don't know why. It'll be the same result as last year. Gold-blooded Empire. Ah! Oh, God. Packers, man. I tell you, I really feel sorry for Aaron Rodgers. Not enough to trade and get him over to San Francisco, but it is interesting. He's going to go out looking very bad. Hey, it's Dollar. Oh, Phil. Chill pill, Phil. Phil, I'm glad you called in tonight.
Hey, Ronbo.
I know you've got something you want to share that we don't know about that somehow you find out about. What's up, Phil? And then get to the linebackers.
I'm not concerned for linebackers. They're probably the best in the league.
Most people agree.
Even going down,
Phil?
really good. So that's not our weakness. I'm just worried, are we going to play football this year?
I know, I am too.
That's my big
I wasn't
because how many
a few months
times
ago.
You have a chance, Super Bowl competitive team opportunity. And that's my biggest concern. And I got, a letter from the Niners, with our season tickets, you can give up all your season tickets but still keep your PSL, which kind of concerns me because now they're in the mindset that they're not going to play football.
Oh.
So that's what worries me the most. I want to watch games. I want to go to games. So, that's my concern. and all this.
Phil?
So,
Phil, your signal's
So
breaking
anyway.
up. Breaking up. We're getting some of what you're saying and some.
all right, I'll move.
Okay.
You better?
Yeah, it's working now. Okay, go ahead. Phil, they
Okay,
sent you
all
a
right.
note as if to say we're not sure, didn't they? You know what though? They would have to do that though, especially you got the
Yeah.
hot spots now: Cali, Texas, Florida, some other places.
Well, both my daughters caught it.
What?
So,
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not a death sentence, okay?
Well, see,
they're
that's the
26
thing.
and 28. It was like a bad case of the flu. And for 4 days, they were feverish and a little under the weather. And after that, they got over it, and now they're fine.
See,
And I
that's
was
the
in the same room with them. I
Oh,
was in the
okay.
same room, and I didn't catch it at all. So, I went. That's why on the calls, my grandson finally, and
Phil?
yeah,
There you go. Because I lost you at the end. I heard something. I heard you say something about your grandson.
no, I went to visit my grandson, so I
Okay.
didn't call in for a while. So I've been absentee, and but they caught it, and
Everybody's catching
it's
that.
just like a bad case of flu for young kids. And so,
That's
This is-
what they keep saying. Phil, you know what's really amazing though? That you didn't contract it, and like you say, you were with the kids. This is
Well, I
interesting.
was in the same room. I was sharing conversation in the kitchen, just like any other
Was that before
family
you
member.
found out that they tested that way, or
Yes.
after? Before,
Yes. The next
Oh.
day, my daughter tested. She's a doctor.
yeah. Oh, okay.
So she tested, and she got the same day notification that she caught it. And my other daughter, then a day later, got tested, and she had to wait a while because she didn't get the same day like a doctor does.
Yeah.
So she got it. She was out for a few days, with a bad case of the flu. She ached and she complained like my kids usually do, but
Right.
but they got over it.
The problem is, I think it acts differently on different people, so they don't know who's who and who's going to suffer, who's not going to suffer. Because, like you're saying, there's all kind of young people running out there asymptomatic. It's not hurting them any, but they're passing it on to people who it does hurt, and then you get this mess going and it's spiraling out of case.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, so I'm thankful for that. I'm like over 60, but if her husband didn't catch it either, and he's sleeping with her, so
Right.
it's just weird. So it's just a weird thing. It's just but for young people, football players especially, they probably get over it pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's the older folks that we need to protect. So
You know what really scares me about the football players, though, Phil? If one guy, let's say one of our players gets it and he tests positive, because I think they're going to test daily or something like that, is that going to shut down the entire? Would that shut down the entire locker room, though? What if we were on? It was
why can't you test all the players at that point in time?
Oh, and then see whoever doesn't have it, right? That's right. You don't have to quarantine the entire room. Because I'm thinking,
they have tests now that have 1 day turnaround or even hours turnaround. So,
see, because I'm keeping thinking, man,
I don't know. But I'm worried about they're not play. That's my biggest concern.
Yeah, well, that's
I don't concern about George Kittle. I mean, Kittle's even said when he was asked if he was going to hold out, and he said, "I'm a captain. I don't hold out."
Yeah, I know, right? I loved it, but he's assured everybody, right?
That's the kind of player you want, right? So, I mean, I'm a little concerned about Raheem, but his agent is playing games at this point in time, and that's what happens at this point in time. When you've been in the league for several years, you're a running back. You're going to try to get the contract you need, to get over it. But
And he's 20. What is he? 20? He's going to be 28. So you if you're going to get any money, you better try to get it now.
Exactly. So that's what he's trying to do. But you know what? If it doesn't work, he's still going to play probably. And you know what? I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about the team. I mean, I'm worried that we don't play, and we've got a team that can go to the Super Bowl and win it.
I know. See, that's
my
what bothers me.
concern.
And then Phil, next year
If
is
this
our
was 4
as our
years
cap.
ago, I'd
We got to
say hold
sign
out.
people. Why so we got to sign people next year? And then Richard Sherman. You want Richard Sherman a year older? No, we want him to work now.
No, exactly.
Get this done
Exactly.
now.
And you know, the other thing is Jamal Adams coming?
You think so?
Well, you know, if he's willing to keep his rookie contract for 1 year, he's making less money than Jakarsi. It's a step up in the big time. I think you go for it. It depends upon what they want.
But how much does Tart want? You know, his final year of his contract, he gets 9. I think this year, what does he get? 6? Well, you know what? That would be a 2-year savings.
He's making about the same amount of money as Jamal Adams is, if not less. I mean, if not more.
So he'd have to have a bump up on that salary, right? So the 49ers probably checked into it. So hold on a second, Phil. Wing Chun. You know, I got a policy. Don't get carried away with the politics. I'm serious, because you really do go too far. Fortunately, you're not being engaged by too many people, but chill out. You want to make your argument, go ahead, but don't bring politics into it. You know, really seriously, it bothers me. All right, go ahead, Phil.
Am I bringing politics into it?
No. Wing Chun is attacking people who have a problem with this COVID-19.
I'm just telling the facts that I've experienced.
No,
That's all.
He's talking to everybody, not just you. He's been doing that for a long time. I just didn't say anything until now, but he's getting carried away. So I'm trying to this is not a liberal or conservative thing. This is just sick, okay?
No, I'm
just,
a 49er fan. I want to play football. I want to see football.
Yeah. No, I
agree.
That's
I'm tired of sitting at home not being able to watch sports. I love sports. I mean, I enjoy it.
No basketball, no baseball, nothing.
No, nothing.
The reruns, flash.
Are you getting sick of this? I mean, I am.
Past sick.
I mean,
I'm just... And then it's worrisome because we hear the things we hear. But Phil, we're going to go, and it's good to hear you're okay. Especially after that story you just gave us. That's amazing.
I'm fine.
Delighted.
I'm doing what I can, but for everybody out there, just hang tight. I just want to see football again. That's all I want. But that's my goal.
All right, fam. You continue to take care.
All right,
we'll out your back. We'll see you maybe tomorrow, hopefully. All right. Night, Phil.
Thanks, Ronbo. All right. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah. I'm going to look back on this a couple of years, hopefully, and say things like, God, remember 2020? What a mess. Anyway, this just in. Some of y'all keep listening to Greg Cohn. Like, why? Justin, it's not fun. Justin, the funny thing about Greg Cohn is I've learned to appreciate him on a level that Grant brings that dark side that you may not even want to think about, and he puts it in perspective. I've learned to kind of respect that. I don't always appreciate it, but he makes sense a lot of the time. And then I compare with what really happens.
No, he doesn't. Oh, he doesn't.
You know what?
No,
Everybody can't be excited.
No,
I mean, I got to tell you, I'm Mr. Rah-Rah, and also I'm a homer, and I admit it. But the light gets changed when I listen to Grant. Well, he makes sense there. Okay, I get it. But I don't want to enjoy it or embrace it. But he's right sometimes.
I refuse to listen to a guy who called Kyle Juszczyk a gadget player. And then when he got exposed, he went backtracked and said, "No, I didn't say that." And then when I provide screenshots, I got blocked. So Grant Cohn is like his dad is like, I don't even know. I don't really know how he got the Sports Illustrated job. I really don't, because the dude is just the dude. But okay, I want to address something.
Yeah.
I'm studying nursing, right? Phil said 2 weeks he found out, right? That is false information, and I'm not going to bring any more into it. It's a month. It's a month until you find the results. And the COVID-19 does affect a lot of people. It's not just another flu virus, Phil. It's pretty serious. It is pretty serious. The flu affects your immune system, but not to this extreme. This takes out your taste buds. Some basketball players that had it, they can't get their taste buds back. And it's pretty serious. So,
yeah, I heard
Phil,
about the
stick to football.
I heard about the lingering damage.
Yes. So, Phil, please don't spread the false information. We have many people in here who are very concerned about it, and we do not need more. We do not need people in the Ronbo sports community to be more concerned about this. So please don't spread the false information. That's all.
In fact, that's why I don't want us to dwell on it too much, because for some reason the strangest thing, for some reason this has a political overtones, which I still don't understand. But anyway, let's talk football. Let's get back to the linebacker
DBO.
group.
Tony S said Justin say DBO, please. DBO. Okay. DBO. DBO. Oh, I know why. Okay. Touche. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, the linebacker crew. I'm not really concerned about it, to be honest. I'm not. I don't know. And this whole thing about getting rid of K1, that's a Grant Cohn thing too, as well. Y'all need to stop looking at Grant Cohn as well. Like, that thing is annoying.
You mean Kwon?
That's a Grant Cohn. That's a Grant Cohn thing. He said he came out with an article, and he listed 5 of the players the 49ers should get rid of. K1 was number 1.
Is it,
God, man.
Justin, Kwon, it's not K1. Those are 2 different players. We are not getting rid of K1 under any circumstances.
Kwon.
Okay.
Kwon, K1, Kwon Alexander. We're not getting rid of him, man. You know, why would we? Why would Dre Greenlaw is a phenomenal player, but like, y'all forget that how bad our linebacker crew was. It was so bad we put Eric Reed as linebacker, and he got picked because of it.
Poor Eric. And Kwaski T ran him out of that safety position. That we want to get rid of Kwaski now and bring in Jamal Adams. We're fickle. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, Antonio Rosales. I like that idea. 49ers should move to another country. You know, because they're not going to fans in the stands anyway. 49ers, what's the Denmark? They're not having problems there. Yeah. We can play football in Denmark for a few months and come back when things get better.
I don't want to take up my time. Can you come back to me in like a minute? Because I'm at a drive-through right now.
All right.
Can you come back to me in a minute?
We'll come back. All right, Justin. Oh, God. I tell you, I just can't imagine going week after week into the season. Clarence, come on in, Clarence.
Ronbo, how are you, sir?
Clarence, I would be better. Phil brought me down a notch because I keep, Phil's a season ticket holder, and the 49ers are sending out tickets with like rain checks, letting them know that no matter what happens, we will honor you probably for the next season. This ticket is still good. I'm like, don't talk like this. So, Clarence, right now the biggest fear is, will we have football season? Because baseball is having trouble starting. Basketball seems to be stalling. God. But Clarence, we're talking about the linebackers. We were until we got too busy into the problem. But Clarence, how about them linebackers, man? We got some of the best in the game right now, and they're all very young. We got some guys we got to take a look at that we're worried about that we can't look at because of camp not opening up on time. Clarence, you got to. What's going on behind you? You got a speaker on?
Yeah, hang on a second here.
Yeah, a lot of noise there. All right.
Can you come back to me real fast?
Okay.
I'll do that or not.
All right. We'll come
Sorry.
back. No, it's okay.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
We got a lot of comebacks. Did we run? We run out of bodies. And this. John V. Come on in, John.
Ronbo, my man.
John. Come on in, fam. We're talking. You know what I want to do? I want to move away from coronavirus and go back to the linebacker crew. It's so much more pleasant. It brings on anxiety and depression. I don't want. God, it really bothers me. But anyway, we're looking at the linebacking crew and giving them a round of applause for being the youngsters they are and doing a great job that they did. And they're only going to get better. And how could they get better? Yep. Anybody. I want to open up the conversation to, is there anybody that can break into that rotation? Well, I don't know if we're going to see him or not, but if, John, if you got any feelings on that, share with us.
Yeah, Ronbo. I mean, I'm not worried about anybody getting rid of Kwon. Kwon's not going anywhere.
No, he's not going anywhere, no.
That's a fact. That dude has made too much of an impact. So I have no concerns there. Rumble, I'm concerned about like this. What's his name? Mark Ziocha. How do you say that?
Zacha.
Ziacha. I'm wondering, are we going to stick with that guy? Is he sticking around?
He's kind of invisible, huh? I had forgotten all about him.
Invisible.
I'd forgotten all about him until I read his name on the roll call of linebackers. Oh, that's right, Zacha. He made a play last year. I don't remember what game.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
He did something.
He had an INT.
I don't know, Rumble. I'm not too worried about. I'm not too really worried about the linebackers, Rumble. I think we have Fred Warner, who's turning out to be potentially right up there behind what's his face, Wagner. I know those are big shoes to fill, but Rumble,
actually,
Fred's IQ is intense.
That's what I was getting ready to tell you. Fred Warner, Wagner's got a lot of years in the league. When Fred gets about 4 years, Fred Warner's a very cerebral player. He's got lots of talent. I don't. It's not just blue and gold glasses. I think Warner, his overall talents, may surpass Wagner.
Yeah, I see how much he has to manage on the field, Ronbo, and it's quite impressive, man. I mean, he's impressive. What was the question again, Ronbo? What were you asking? Who's rotating in?
Because we got some guys on the depth, and you just mentioned Zacha, who everybody forgot, But you got Alfieri.
I was reading the stats on that Walker dude from Arizona that we picked up.
See, that's a good player.
Joe Walker or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to see him. I want to see him rotate in, Ronbo. I'd like to see what he can bring on the what is it, like the strong side? I don't know what would he play outside. I don't know where the hell.
That's a good question. I'm not sure what he is as far as position.
Nonetheless, Ronbo. What about what's his name? Alfieri. They'll probably keep him.
Yeah, well, if for no other reason, because he has experience. The guys that are in trouble are the ones who are trying out for the team.
Yeah, like the unrestricted free agents, guys like that. Like
or Joey Alfieri, Jonas Griffith, the UDFA that I'm high on. These guys, you can't bring them on. Flanagan Foles.
Flanagan, Ronbo. That dude. I want to see him. I want to see that dude.
He was interesting.
I think he got injured last year.
He did.
He got put on reserve.
He got put on the IR. He did.
But
go ahead.
Alfieri, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with him. I don't know what to expect about him.
Yeah, he started with the Eagles. Yeah, he just never. I don't know. He just never got plugged in fully. He may be that guy that you put on the not the practice squad, but it could be in the practice squad, special teams.
Right. Okay. Depth is always great. God knows we need it.
Yeah.
Or at least we
didn't know how much we needed it until last year. I mean, who knew?
Right.
When Kwon went down, I thought we were in trouble. Man.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of were though, Ronbo. I mean, he was there for what? He started 8 games, and he was injured till the Super Bowl. We brought him into the playoffs. We brought him back late into the playoffs, I think we brought him back too soon, Ronbo. We brought back Kwon too soon.
You see him pull up on that play in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Kwon normally takes that play and drills it. I saw him. He sort of like evaded. I think he probably felt a pinch or a pain, lingering effects after an injury. Yeah, he knew he'd take himself completely out of the game if he made that play.
I mean, outside of that play, Ronbo, I wasn't really. I didn't see anything that would ever trigger a trade unless it was something that John Lynch decided to put Kwon in for a trade for potentially Jamal Adams. That would kind of piss me off.
Well, yeah, and it should. You can't judge Kwon on him being injured. Now, he was bold enough to try to make a comeback and work his way back in and get past the doctors and get into the game. That shows a lot of spirit and heart. You got to keep him. You got to keep Kwon for a number of reasons. He affects the teams on so many different levels. He's not just a football player.
He does.
Yeah.
He brings energy, Ronbo, on the sidelines, dude, in the huddle brawl. He's amazing, Ronbo. I mean, I haven't seen a player like that on our squad in years. I don't think we've had anybody that bring that much energy since maybe Patrick Willis.
Mm.
I think Patrick Willis was he amped you up. He really,
I know. Quad's got that kind of juice, So
he does. He has the voice.
But he does get hurt a lot. I just wonder, because he seems to get hurt annually, and he gets hurt seriously. The knee, the chest. If he plays a full season, there's no telling what he'd be capable of. I just hope he stays out there. It's amazing how he bounces back from these things, though. That's what amazes me even more.
I mean, he does. It's those injuries that worry me, though, Ronbo, especially when the Niners are in talks. When they're in talks, when they want players, Ronbo, it freaks me out, man. It freaks me out because I don't know that they would ever move on from him in a trade. He would be I don't know if his injuries would prevent him from having any value on a big trade. And I don't even know if we're pursuing Jamal Adams anymore, so maybe we shouldn't even worry about it.
No, I know. And
haven't heard anything.
It wouldn't make sense right now anyway. There's too many other problems that you're going to be making trades anyway. So I would bet against it. I think Adams stays in New York. The Jets want to keep him anyway. John, we're out of time. John, let me see you tomorrow if you get a chance, okay? Looking for you.
Ronbo, I'll be there, my man. I appreciate you. Thank you for all you do.
Fam. Thanks, John.
Good night, my man.
Night. And there's Justin. He says, ready, and I already said Debo at chat touche. I'm not going to say anything about what's going on in the chat. But my name is Fred Warner. Stop spamming, Fred, with that BS. Thank you. Tony S. says, thanks, Justin. Okay. Listen a minute. And Clarence Molina, he's sorry. I had to hang up. Just wanted to make a point that for the most part, the free agents that are coming to the 49ers are leaders or have leadership tendencies. Good point. That's true. Most of who they pick up is... Yeah, we don't just... That is a very good observation. I had not paid that much attention to that. Hey, Justin, are you in now?
I don't see DBO wrong. I'm low tier questioning myself. Like, do I say it wrong? Like, I'm over here like, the heck?
Justin,
Tony.
What are you talking about?
I say DBO wrong, apparently, that one show. Now Tony is saying I say it wrong, so that's why I'm questioning myself if I say it wrong now.
Okay, because we're not all fully aware of what's going on between you and Tony, but okay, okay. But yeah, let's get back to what you were talking about as far as the linebackers and such. All right.
Okay. Like I said, Eric Reed, when we had him, when Bowman left, I think it was after the Colts game. It's because Bowman got subbed out. He didn't like it. Then he got released, and then he signed with the Raiders. So we didn't have any linebackers back then.
Right.
So we put him.
We had Ruben, though, and Ruben was like a mental case. So, we didn't actually have any linebackers.
You remember Michael Wilhoit? Remember him?
Yeah.
Michael Wilhoit?
It's funny, though. I did forget about him. You know what I'm saying? You're good players. You never forget. Will Hoyt wasn't bad, but that's all he was. He just wasn't bad. He wasn't great. He was steady. He did a pretty good job. He wouldn't kill you on most cases, but you couldn't go back in coverage. But, yeah.
We were so desperate for linebackers. We traded our center that didn't even start any of the games for Jared Hodges out of Minnesota, and he didn't do really well. He didn't do really well that year either. I remember that trade. It was Jared Hodges or everything.
He didn't get the guy from Minnesota. He didn't get to play much.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
No, he didn't.
They didn't really. Who was starting ahead of him?
He signed He retired last year, and then
he wasn't old enough to retire. I guess he finally got the message.
Yes, but I don't know. Man, this linebacker crew is fun the way it is. And Nishua, you guys are asking what play that was. That was Pittsburgh. It was the first interception of the game. Mason Rhodes.
That's right. Zacha? No, it was the Pittsburgh game.
Yeah.
All right. Because I had forgotten. I knew he got one because I remember I was excited about that.
That was the only turnover we got the whole game. The rest of the game, we were turning over the ball like 5 times, and we still won, barely. So, that was him. So, but yeah, our linebacker crew is fine, man. Don't worry about, don't stress about it. We're fine the way we are with our linebackers. We're fine with Greenlaw. We're fine. We are fine. Like that is the thing I want to get to. We're fine with the linebacker crew. So
right.
Linebackers
Now get past that. Get past that and look at some of that depth. Are any of those guys going to break the team? Provided they get any chance to look at anybody else, can they make this team? And how many linebackers do you think the 49ers should keep? Let me give you this much. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. How many linebackers do you think the 49ers are going to keep?
They're probably going to keep 3, to be honest. Honestly,
no. You got
probably 3.
You got to keep more than 3.
Oh yeah, that's right. 4, probably 4. I'm guessing 4. Oh,
okay, let's go 5. Let's go 5 because you got
5.
Yeah, because you got 3 positions to be backed up, and you only got 2 reserves. That's okay. Maybe you put 1 on the practice squad, but look at I'll give you some names beyond the starting 3: Aziz, Mark Nzacha, Joe Walker, who just came over from the Cardinals, of course, Demetrios Flanagan Foles, who we seen him flash a little bit last year. Joey Alfieri, I got a feeling Joey's out of here. We don't know anything about him. He comes in from the Eagles. And the undrafted free agent, Jonas Griffith. Did any of those guys make this squad?
Walker is more of a special teams. His time in Arizona, he was more on special teams. I think he only had like 1 good game last year.
He started, though.
I forget
he came in. He ended up starting. Yeah, he ended up starting. Somebody got hurt, I think, in Arizona. He had a decent season, 11 games, 65 tackles. He got a lot of work done, actually.
Well, our pass rushing is good enough. We got Kerry Haider out of Dallas and Detroit. He played with Dallas last year. Kerry Haider, he's a good passer. I think he's 13th season, right? Is it 13th season or like 9th? One that season. I'm saying that. I know. I'm saying from because more. I think Walker's more of a pass rush than a coverage linebacker, from what I've seen from his film. He's more of a like pass rush linebacker than he is a coverage linebacker. That's my point. But
it sounds like you're talking about outside linebackers, though. We're not talking about those.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Greenlaw and Kwon and Fred's spot on the field.
Then you could probably
OLB
bring up
sits in the story.
Azir. You could probably Azir, or you can bring up that other guy, whatever. I forgot how to say his name. Bring him because he was actually pretty good last year.
Flanagan. You must be talking about. You got to be talking about Flanagan Foles. That is the most fun name on the roster.
Yeah, there you go. He was. He's not. He's actually not bad. He's actually not bad, but
he's athletic.
You got to give these guys. Yeah. So it's like that thing. Our special teams was great last year. Our special teams was great last year. Nobody talks about that, but like our special teams was great last year. If they don't have the starting spot, the outside linebackers can make a special teams and they can be phenomenal special teams players. So, the team is set. We don't need a player, and that's what Eric Davis said. We don't need a player to help us win the Super Bowl. This is a team game. It's not. We didn't lose the Super Bowl because of one team or one player. We lost the Super Bowl because people didn't make plays. That's
Yep.
the reason we lost the Super Bowl.
It's a group effort. All right, Justin. You get back to whatever you were doing. I'll see you tomorrow, all right?
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
fam.
sir. I'm going to enjoy the food. I'm enjoying the food. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Stay
Thanks,
safe.
Justin.
Wear your mask. Wear your mask.
Good night, Justin. Oh, my God. Hey, and there's Krusty. Krusty. Krusty.
Hello?
Hey, Krusty. Come on in, man.
Hey,
Well, Krusty,
what's going on?
tonight we're looking at that linebacker room for it's pre-training camp talk, and you know you got your three starters. There's nothing's going to happen to Fred Warner, Kwon Alexander, and Dre Greenlaw. Hey, Krusty, how many guys would you keep as far as the linebacker crew? You need 3, 4, 5, 6. How many guys do you think it should be kept?
When I heard Justin earlier, when you said that, I was thinking 5, definitely. You definitely need 5.
At least
at the
5.
least, you know?
Yeah.
And I was thinking Alfieri and the guy from Arizona as backups.
Yeah, I agree. Because Zacha,
The other
I don't
guy-
know, does Zacha, does he get you going? I mean, do you think that he should be on the team any longer? I don't know how well he does on special teams. I wasn't paying much attention, although his stats say he wasn't doing that much. He's got 6 stops on the year.
Right.
A lot of
I
experience.
don't think so. I think that they learned. I think that's why they brought that Walker guy in from Arizona, because what happened to Kwon last year. So we have someone that could possibly come in and do, a better
And
job.
coming to play. Yeah.
Come in and play like right off the bat, because he didn't do too bad. I read the stats on the guy from last year and stuff. It wasn't spectacular, but it wasn't bad at the same time.
Yeah, he's not going to just kill your chances. Yeah. Those are the guys you got to look
Right.
at beyond your starters. Yeah.
Right, he'd be a good backup, good special teamer while he's sitting down and everything. So,
Krusty, you
Yeah,
got
I
an
think
R2D2 thing going on there. What is that? What is that? What is that?
R2D2?
Yeah, there's a strange sound coming along with your feed. Are you near a computer or something?
No, I'm standing outside. It's
Rusty,
quiet over here.
Maybe the wind is blowing in your speaker or something. All right, go ahead, continue. We'll
Yeah, I
we'll
think
live
that
with
was,
it.
Okay, I think our linebacker core is pretty good. I think we have the best linebackers in the league. The crew, Dre Greenlaw and Kwon Alexander and Fred Warner. I think that's the best group that you could have, especially behind our defensive line. So,
It's a good point, Krusty, because
better.
the fact is their quickness, whatever somehow escapes the front line, these guys clean it up and clean it up in a
Right.
hurry. We got that sideline to sideline pursuit. We may have the best trio in the league. These guys get after it. I mean, even Fred, all of them. And Fred's maybe the slowest one out of all 3, but Fred moves it. So
Right, I agree. I still hear people talk about Jamal Adams and stuff. And,
that's not going to stop.
like if the linebacker core weren't as good as they are, I'd agree.
Yeah.
But, last year, the quarterbacks don't even have time to throw the ball. That's why we didn't get as many interceptions, because they were freaking confused, in my opinion. Like,
That was
Kwasi hurt.
my
We
sentiments
even noticed
exactly.
last year, when Kwasi got hurt, there was a big difference. You could tell, because Kwasi wasn't in there. It's not he's not a good player. He's a good player.
He is.
And we probably could keep her cheaper than Jamal Adams. So I don't see the reason of getting him. There's no reason to trade for him, in my opinion. So, and another thing, they're like, trade the first round pick. It's going to be, a late round. But we don't know what's going to happen this next year. We don't know if Jimmy's going to go down again, and we're going to be picking in the beginning. And, we could get a good gut. We could, wouldn't it suck if Jimmy went down and we traded for him and we ended up something happening, and then we ended up getting like the 4th pick in the draft, and we could have got something better, And we'd be like, damn.
No, it's a risk.
So it's just like,
It's always a risk.
It's a risk.
You start
It's a big
trading
risk.
people, especially a first-round pick.
because I never thought in 2018 Jimmy was going to go down in Game 3. I thought we were going to do something that year, and he's shown that he's the quarterback for our system. None of the other guys have been able to do what he's done. So
Yeah. But
When
they'll
it comes
still
down to that,
criticize him. He's still getting a lot of flack. And Jimmy Garoppolo, what I hate about Jimmy Garoppolo, you've seen Aaron Rodgers screw up in the playoffs, and then Jimmy makes every mistake he makes is amplified 1 million times. He does anything good, nobody cares. But if he makes a mistake, they're all over him. One mistake, like he's supposed to be perfect. That's weird. So
even then, in the playoffs, he didn't even need to throw the ball. Nobody could stop our run game. Our offensive line was on point.
Yeah.
You know, our tight end, freaking George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, everybody was on point. They couldn't stop our run. There was no reason for Jimmy to throw the ball.
And the whole team supported that idea. Didn't George say, why pass the ball? Right, why is right. Yeah. If we're killing them with this weapon, then continue to kill them.
Right, exactly. And not only that, this year I think our offensive line is going to be even better because we got Charlie Warner. Like I've been pumping this guy up, and this dude, he's a freaking blocking tight end, but he can catch. It's like he's the best blocking tight end. So it was George Kittle. Imagine having a George Kittle on both sides of your line. Kudos to the caller that was talking about him earlier.
Right. And that may be the case. And how about the Jordan Reed madness? People have said, "Boy, nice to get Jordan Reed." Why? No. Why? Jordan Reed is done.
So he can get so he can get a concussion and sit on our IR. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah. So I left that conversation before I said something bad. We don't need to get everybody that comes available. Everybody that comes available. Right. First thing we do is we wait. Let's get him. What are you going to do? We're going to get rid of this guy. Whoa. So that's why Krusty, I agree. Getting rid of Kwasky could be a monumental mistake. Kwasky knows the ins and outs of this defense. He works well with everybody on the team. Right. Continuity sometimes should take priority, especially if he's not screwing up.
And him and freaking, we signed Jimmy Ward to a long-term contract. That's his running mate, man. He knows what Jimmy Ward's going to do. Jimmy Ward knows what he's going to do.
Yep.
Throwing somebody new in there could freaking totally screw everything up.
Mm-hmm.
So not only that, the one guy that we have, Jadavius Moore, he's a good backup too. Like, why would we get another safety when we got a freaking decent backup? If Kwasky goes down again, we got someone who can go in there and pick up the slack while he's out.
Marcelle Harris, you mean?
Or goes down, he'll take that spot as well. I'm not worried about that.
Tavares is going to be that's Jimmy's backup though. So you know what though? I wonder if Tavares can play in the box though. He may be able to. I don't know if he's a little light in the pants for that, but I mean, I never know.
Right.
Marcelle Harris is there for that. But Marcelle got smoked on coverage, and you noticed that in the New Orleans game too, which was really frightening. Cook was just eating us up. I thank Akello to this day for laying Cook out to the point he couldn't return because he was using Marcelle. Whoa. Woo.
That's the thing I'm worried about. Everybody talking about Trey George Kittle and stuff. It's like, if you think about it, when New Orleans had Jimmy Graham was like, he was it. He was it. But what happened when Jimmy Graham left? Ben Watson was the guy. He went out. His system, Sean Payton's system, it's a tight end system. Because Jared Cook, what was he before he went to New Orleans? He went for how many teams did he hop around before he actually started doing something?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's the thing. It's like, that's why I feel Charlie Warner is going to play really well in our system, especially since I watched his high school stuff. I don't think Georgia used him right. Kyle Shanahan's going to see that, and he's going to be like, this is our man.
We got to stop, and you're right. That's what they said about George Kittle. Remember when Hoyer said, they didn't use this guy right in Indiana? And from that day on, he's right. Just we got to get together. I'm going to get back to your email. I saw that note. Let's get together, man. All right. Let's see you tomorrow, okay?
All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Ronbo.
All right. Night, Krusty.
Night.
You got to love the name Krusty Pants. Now, what is that? What does your imagination do with that name, right? Reminds you back in second and third grade when you know what Krusty Pants really meant. Somebody, well, never mind, hygienic, actually things in my mind. I won't share that. That's bad. All right. Krusty. Sharon.
Hello, Ronbo. How are you?
Shit, I'd be a lot better if I found out everything was going to be back and the guys were going to be back in camp on the 21st and we're going to have the vets coming at 28 and let's go. Let's go. So, but how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine. We're talking about the linebackers tonight, and I was trying to figure out how many guys want to keep after Fred, Kwon, and Dre. And there's a number of guys. Sharon, have you looked into that?
I'm thinking 5.
5? Yeah. Because we got a lot of wide receivers we want to keep.
Leave the rest alone. Why hollering every time somebody's available, like you said, go get him, or let's get him, let's trade him for him. Leave our people alone. We lost so many already.
I know. You never know what you're getting to. You bring something back here that doesn't work.
No, you don't, actually. You don't know if he's going to stay healthy or if he's been healthy or not.
Or if he fits into the program. Just of course, you just said. You get rid of a guy that was doing a good job. You bring another guy in. He's not doing as good a job. Right. Maybe he's not as good a player, but he's not doing as good a job.
No.
So this is.
I understand all that, weird. But it's just everybody hollering when somebody comes available and we have a free agent of go get him, let's trade him, or okay, but what about the cap space? How are we going to pay these people? We still got to pay Kittle.
Oh. You know, it's funny. I was arguing with a guy, Pittsburgh Steelers fan, says, he's telling me, we're looking to see if the Steelers could add, actually, your running back. What? No, you guys aren't going to get Mostert. Why not? He's going to be available soon. No, nobody said he's going to be available soon. You know what? You guys, you don't need to walk around taking my players. I got it all personal, right? He says, but everybody does that. You see a guy that's doing good somewhere else.
Mostert going anywhere. No. I think he likes being a 9. I don't think he's going anywhere.
No, he doesn't want to leave, but he just wants to get paid. He's 28, right? So
yeah, he deserves a little raise in his pay cut, Boost it up for him. He deserved it. He did good last year.
I just wish they'd give him a guaranteed salary. He doesn't have any guaranteed salary.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, running backs
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, running backs should always have guaranteed in his salary. Especially a running back. They can be taken out on any given play. I don't know why his agents.
He's wanting to be like the top paid running back.
Yeah, his agent's an idiot. Why did he agree to that?
I agree. His agent is sparking up the pot, I guess.
Right, Moses shouldn't listen to him. From now on, Moses, you're the reason why I have this contract. How about you say goodbye, and we gave you your last check, okay? Thank you. And that's it.
Done deal. Done and over with. Yeah. It's like you try to get me to argue with them, and
I'm arguing with you.
If I get it, I get it. Yeah, exactly. And then it backfires on you.
Maybe that's why the agent's talking so loud. But anyway,
talk about out the mouth.
But Sharon, we got Mark Zacha, who everybody knows him for no other reason by his great name. Joe Walker, we just got over from the Cardinals. Demetrios Flanagan Foles. Sharon, you almost have to keep this guy just because his name is so much fun. And then there's Joey Alfieri.
Sounds like a fun name to be played with.
And they got that undrafted free agent, Jonas Griffith. He doesn't have a prayer unless they get to see him play during the preseason. Sharon, that's the thing. None of these guys, if something doesn't happen soon, now we're heading toward the end of July. If they don't get those guys into camp soon, the season, when are they going to look at the players?
To see what they can do and what their ability is so they can place them somewhere if they make the team.
I know, right? And you could cut the wrong person,
Exactly.
And we wouldn't find out until next year. We see Flanagan Foles or Jonas Griffith going somewhere, and they're playing for another team, and we say, oh, God.
Or Joe Walker on another team, like, where you go?
All right. And then we say things like, we had him in camp. We've had that happen to us before. We had him in camp. We just let him go.
Made the wrong move there.
We didn't have any choice. We didn't know anything about him. No. We couldn't take a look at him. The season was starting. Coronavirus was killing people and making us crazy. We set the season back. What else were we supposed to do? That's all we could say after that. It was too late.
It'll be like that damn coronavirus.
Oh, God. I got to tell you though, Sharon, I got a feeling this is not going to work though, Sharon. I got a feeling it's going to be like this. The season's not going to start in September.
I agree.
The season's preseason is going to last until about mid-September or maybe all the way to the end of September. The season gets started hopefully in October, but you can't just go out there.
The real games, if there was football, we would have been started September 7th or 10th or something like that.
Right. So you can't be cutting all those players and not taking a look at anybody. You've got a failed preseason.
Let's add this one and add that one. They need to just stop it. It's like you guys want to rebuild the whole team. We're fine with what we got.
Well, yeah. Well, now they have no choice. So that's not going to be a problem.
And quit hating on Jimmy. He's going to get better next year.
Sharon, this I guarantee you as well. All right? People need to understand, after coming off that injury, having no reps whatsoever for an entire year, he did dang good for a guy that missed an entire year.
Yes, he did. Took us to the Super Bowl. I mean, what? Come on, people. One little mistake is y'all want to say get rid of him real quick. What the heck?
If he wouldn't have got hurt, there would have been any question about who would have won that Super Bowl.
No.
Because contrary to popular belief, he did not. Mahomes was not all that spectacular. He made a few plays, but otherwise he looked kind of average to me half that game, more than half that game. So
I don't think he's all that great a good quarterback, or he's great or anything. Like, he may be young, but I just don't see why they want to pay him all that money. That's crazy.
I agree. I think he's good. I think he's really good. I don't know if he's 500.
I think all that money's going to go to his head.
Oh, that's a lot. Woo!
A lot of money for him, because they don't want him to go anywhere. That's why they paid him that money.
He would have got swept up too. There's nobody going to touch that price.
Somebody would have picked him up quick. I think the Cowboys need a quarterback.
Look at Sharon. She got to dig in on them boys. Sharon, we got to go though. I'm glad you did it. It's like to see our ladies take a shot at the Cowboys. I love it. Sharon, we'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right, Ronbo, you have a good night.
Hey, you too. Night.
All right, bye.
Where is Texas boy? When I want him in here, he ain't here. When I really wish he'd get the hell up out of here, he's in here. Boy, it's Roberto.
What up, Ronbo?
Roberto,
bang, bang, 90 days in the house. What up?
Mel's gonna get mad. That's his saying.
Roberto, not a gang. What's up,
we're all
Ronbo?
members. Right. Roberto,
yeah. What's up?
We're checking out the linebackers. Roberto, we got some good linebackers. We got some very good linebackers. Not that three times good linebackers. But they're gonna need some help out there though.
Oh yeah, they are gonna have to.
And
man, we got the best linebackers, man.
And you gotta make sure that you have some backup. And we already know how good those three are. But Al-Shar, hey, Roberto, between Aziz and Mark Zacha, which one would you keep? You can only keep one of those two.
I'll tell you, Aziz.
See, Mark is very quiet.
Aziz, that one, man.
Yeah, I agree. I got a feeling.
Because I saw his a video from college or something, and man, he's a type of linebacker that you want on your team, man. And he's good.
He lights people up too. I like the way he hits. He's a
machine.
Man.
He got that dog, you got that dog mentality,
Yep.
He wants to win and stuff.
Yeah, you got linebacker's got to be. Linebacker has to be a vicious human being. He's got to be. Otherwise, he's just not going to survive as a linebacker, not in the NFL.
Yeah.
You got this guy Joe Walker, Demetrios Flanagan Foles. We didn't see much of him last year, and Joey Alfieri. And I got Jonas Griffith is going to be in trouble. He can't go out there and show people what he's capable of. He's extremely athletic, though. So.
He's electric, and And he's good, man, but we got too many linebackers. I
Yeah.
don't even know who's gonna make it, or
I mean, I'm talking
I don't
9.
even know who's gonna make it, or who's gonna get cut. And even though you're gonna like him, like one, you're gonna get cut. You're gonna be like, damn. You're gonna be like heartbroken at the same time.
Yes, that's. Boy, but you know,
like
Roberto, our guys are very good at judging talent, though, for the most part.
Yeah.
Most of our roster, there's a couple of guys, and we know who they are, but for the most part, that roster is pretty solid. When you look from top to bottom.
We got a solid group. And man, that with Kwon Alexander right there, man. That's the type of linebacker that you need, for the rookies to learn from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then with Kwon is on the field, man. He makes the defense better. He makes the D line better. He makes the linebackers better. He makes the secondary better. And and when he's out there, man, everybody want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, okay, we're gonna get this. We're gonna go out there, and we're gonna do this, like a family, and we're gonna go out there, and we're gonna do it together.
This is the kind of guys you got to have. Remember when Willis was out there, the team, you got to have that guy that keeps the team fired up. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why when I say Kwon Alexander is more than just a linebacker. You got to look at him as a guy that is taking up about 3 jobs. It is a fine job as a linebacker. He keeps everybody on their toes. If you're lagging, Kwon is the kind of guy to come over and get right in your face. You got to have that kind of guy. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then you know why Bowman, Navarro Bowman was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because because Patrick Willis was a veteran, so Bowman was a rookie, and Patrick Willis, he showed them, like the way how to go sideline to sideline, and then that's how Bowman became a good linebacker for us, a middle linebacker. And I remember, man, that tape when he picked up Matt Ryan, that pick six. Whew, man, that was a legendary play right there.
Unbelievable. And that was a long run to that end zone.
And then when you see the video, like the whole people, like the whole crowd, like woo, like going crazy. And you see, and you look at that, like the energy out there, man. Oh man, that energy was like the best energy out there. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah,
hey,
Ronbo, and
we got the monkey off the back though. We got a playoff at Levi's Stadium. Finally, I think we're okay now. Levi's will never be the same after last year. I mean, it will be from here on out. It won't be like it was before though. We're just like a jinx. We got that monkey off the back. Roberto, out of time.
Yeah.
Let me see. Tomorrow, Roberto, be looking for you, huh?
Yeah, Ronbo, and I want to send a shout out to my guy Anthony Baker, to my boy Man the Man, to Ronbo Sports, to all the Empire family out there. I already know, man, we going back to the Super Bowl 55, Kansas City. Y'all broke, bitches. Y'all broke cheese, man. Broke that cheese, man. My homes is all hype.
All right, Roberto.
I
Good
love you,
shot.
man.
All right, fam.
I love you, man, and have a good night, man. Peace
Thanks.
out.
Love you back, fam.
Peace.
Night,
man. Love
Roberto.
you too, man. Peace. Bye.
Bye, Roberto. That's why, Frank Johnson, we mentioned Kansas City, because we want to and we can if we like. Hey, Jay, come on in, man.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, I mean, I'm looking at this linebacker room, and I'm thinking, who's got it better than us? Oh, wrong coach. Anyway, Frank, Jay.
You gotta mention that. Who got it better than us? Nobody.
Oh. But you know what? But, Jay, you know what's most impressive about them dudes? And I say Maceo is just a great coach, man. He made everybody knew their job. Even though Dre says, man, I didn't know what I was doing until the playoffs. Well, Jay, I mean, the dude looked like I didn't see a week when he played against the Seahawks. When any number of games, he didn't look like he was confused to me. Boy, it's bad.
Hey, that just lets you know, once he gets it, he gonna be a monster on the field. If he's sitting there and sitting here and saying that he didn't know what he was doing till the playoffs.
That's the whole season.
Yes. Dude, that's what I'm saying, because he's got mad instinct, and that's what makes a great football player. And now once he get that mind with the instinct, dude's gonna be a beast. You know what I'm saying?
Starting now.
You know,
remember, he said he gets it now. So look out for Dre this year. Any team that thinks they can get that second year player, let's throw on him. Go ahead, throw on him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now it's just all reaction, and he's gonna be tearing it up. Him and Fred Warner. You know what I'm saying? Kwon Alexander. We got a squad, and dude, this is all. You know, this is what I like about our team. We got a squad, and I think if we could just put everything, the Super Bowl behind us, and play for here near in the future, we're going to be a great team. If they sit there with that Super Bowl hang up, we're not going to be right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this linebacker core is a beast with the defensive line. And it's going to be crazy.
And Jay, like I said, they've only been together. Last year was their first year. That group didn't know each other before last year. Can you imagine if we can just keep that unit together? Can you imagine what they're going to look like in the next 2 years?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Ooh, that's going to be scary. And then along with that defensive line, oh my goodness, because they're going to be freed up.
It's all you need is if Greenlaw is anything what it looks like he may be. Oh, Lord have mercy. Look out. Number one defense.
That's what I'm saying again. And you know what I'm saying? These boys going to be hungry. This is either going to make them or break them. And I hope this make them. I hope they be focused and work together and watch a lot of film and just get that mind right. You know what I'm saying? Get Witherspoon on the same page. Get, Sullivan Thomas on the same page. You know what I'm saying? If we can get all these people on the same page and we can just start rotating players, man, we're going to be a monster this year, you know?
Jay,
and I just feel
Jay,
like...
I was rolling with you, man. We was like tearing it up until you mentioned Solomon T. He's still a question mark.
That's what I'm saying. They got to get him on the same page, Ronbo. You know what I'm saying? I know he's sorry. You know what I'm saying? He's sorry. But you know what I'm saying? I want, that's what I'm saying. I want all our players to be good. But you know what I'm saying? It's physically impossible for every player to be good or great. You know what I mean? So...
Yeah. Solomon's going to be. You know what? Solomon's going to be in competition this year with I almost said Clowney, with Greenlaw, because if
he's already beat. Already beat.
Well, maybe wait a minute, because the thing is, Greenlaw doesn't know the system like Solomon T should. So Solomon's going to have an advantage on him for a little bit. He's got to do the best he can do until. And Greenlaw, as soon as he catches on, Solomon better have made a mark by then, because he's going to take snaps. Greenlaw's going to start taking snaps from him if he doesn't do better. So we're going to see about that. Boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what was so crazy is he is a Hall of Fame practice player. You know what I'm saying? He's so good in practice, but then when it comes to the real game, he shuts down. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what's the issue with that. I mean, because Andre, what was his name? Yeah, what was it? Demarcus Ware said this dude was gonna be a beast. He minded him of himself.
You brought that up. I forgot about that. Where is Demarcus now? Man,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He was working with him, and
he was telling John.
Man, I was like, okay, this dude. I thought this dude was gonna be a beast because this dude is, a future Hall of Famer, and he's sitting here saying he mind him of himself and he's gonna be a beast. And I'm like, okay, good, we got a good draft pick. But that's what I'm saying. He's just a practice Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? He looks good in practice. He looks good in training camp, OTAs. But when it comes to the real game, when it matters the most, he shuts down. He shrinks in the biggest moments. So.
Well. Jay, it's not that as much as it is he gets defeated on the line of scrimmage way too often. That's the problem. He's out there trying. That's what worries me about him. He is trying. He's failing. Look at him. Solomon.
Yeah, he needs to hit the gym. He needs to hit the weights. I know the 49ers got you know what I'm saying? Weight room.
He looked like the strongest dude on the defensive line at the beginning of the year last year. Solomon works out. He just, there's something wrong with his technique or something. I don't know what it is.
It's up to his technique or his mental capacity. It has to be. It's got to be technique or his mental capacity. Because if he doesn't have the technique or the mental capacity, he could be the strongest. You know what I'm saying? He could be the strongest guy on the defensive line. If he don't have the technique or, the mental capacity, if this line is moving, he's going to get beat and he's going to lose every time because
he's still not ready for prime time. But Jay, that's why we picked up Kinlaw. Okay, Jay, we got to go though, fam. Let me get back to you. Back to you tomorrow. And maybe Solomon will get better between now and tomorrow.
Yeah. We only can wish, Ronbo. We only can wish, brother. That's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Waste of a #1 pick.
Oh, that's what hurts so bad. Some of our worst players were found in the first round, and the second round, and the third round. Everything we did well was the fourth round and on. Hey, Jim, see you tomorrow, fam.
Yes, sir. You have a good one, Ronbo.
You too, Jay. It's so funny because I'm clowning, but it is. You think about the first round of 2017. Think about was it Kello in that same year? How about the second round? Was it Kello in the second or third round? At any rate, and then you look at all the great players we have from the fourth round on. Kind of scary, yeah. Hey, did we pick up Fred in the third round? Yeah, he was a third round pick. And then you look at the cream and you look at the top dog, fifth round pick. And I tell you what, I don't care what anybody says about Trent Taylor. If he ever spends any length of time on the field, I got a feeling he's going to reverse a lot of opinions because him and Jimmy get along really well. And then you look at a guy like D.J. Jones. Man. And I'm not going as far as to say the 49ers haven't made any bad picks because there's no way to go through the draft and every one of your picks comes out cream. But they do a really good job, I think, compared to you-know-who. And listen, before you call my name and start ragging on me about some of the things I did during the course of time I was in San Francisco, I do know one thing. I dedicated everything I had to that team, and they let me go. In fact, they still owe me money, and I'm not happy about that. But I tell you what, you ungrateful 49er fans that didn't appreciate what I was doing, y'all can beep. Thank you, Trent. And tell you what, Trent, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, good luck to you. Fam. And I tell you what, Sunday, fam, sleep. with nothing but the best of thoughts tonight. When you wake up tomorrow morning, something good is going to be. As soon as you open up your phone, your monitor, anything else, some good news is going to be in there. I just know it. And somebody take up a bet with Frank Johnson. Frank Johnson, boy, that dude is, take his $2. Frank, I got your $2, man. What's wrong with you, man? You're that kind of 49er fan that's really the kind that nobody wants to talk to. You know what I'm saying? You do the negativity. You was lying on me tonight. Who am I? You know what you... John V., I see you there, fam. Thanks for that contribution, John. And you was right about that person I'm talking about, too. Fam, see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Don't forget that like. Tomorrow, I'm telling you, good news. I don't know where it's going to come from. We deserve some good news right now. John Faith, thanks, John. Salute you, bro.